Just one of the quarterfinalists in Beijing was yet to get their hands on a trophy in 2016. A familiar subplot in Beijing is the race to Singapore, with qualification tantalizingly close for some of the players. The quarter-final lineup was still to be completed on Friday, with Yaroslava Shvedova coming through her postponed third-round match against Alice Cornet, earning her a meeting with Agnieszka Radwanska later in the day. First to fight it out for a place in the last four was Petra Kvitova and Madison Keys, who both had high hopes of qualifying for the WTA finals. Kvitova could break into the top 8 if she completed the first Wuhan-Beijing double, while just a place in the final would be enough to secure Keys her place in Singapore. And the American looked undaunted going up against the tour's in-form player, with Kvitova losing her first set of the tournament.
Opening set to Madison Keys. 1 set to the good.
The players shared a break each in the second, with a tie-break looming.
Oh, and she wanted the tie-break, to say the least.
And this time it would be Keys who blinked first, with former finalist Kvitova sending it to a decider.
And it becomes a best-of-1 set match.
Another tight set would force the players to produce only their best.
Amazing point from Kvitova.
A tie-break, again the only fair way to separate them, and it was the 8th seed Madison Keys who was left celebrating.
It's Madison Keys sending Kvitova packing.
I had chances to serve out the match in the second set, and I didn't. And you know, she really made me work for it. So I'm really happy that I was able to raise my level at the end.
She would face either the British or Chinese number 1 next, with Johanna Konta going up against Simona Halep's conqueror Zheng Shui. And it looked like the home favourite was in line for another scalp after clinching the first 4 games.
Konta trying to find something, a variation to trick Zheng, but it does not work.
But Konta, who defeated Zheng at the Australian Open earlier this year, was about to turn the match on its head.
Oh, just rock steady.
From 4-love down, she went on to win the next 12 games, including a second set bagel.
6-4, 6-love. And Johanna Konta into her 4th semi-final of 2016.
2 players enjoying their best showing in Beijing were former doubles partners Alina Svitolina and Daria Gavrilova. Svitolina had ousted world number 1 Angelique Kerber in the last round and would be hot favourite to continue her march into the semi-finals.
Got approached and then be put away from Svitolina.
Twice Gavrilova came back from a breakdown in the opener, with Svitolina unable to shake off the Russian-born Australian. She needed a tie-break to do that, claiming it 7-3.
Well, she had saved 6 set points, but it's lucky number 7 for Svitolina.
That's where Gavrilova's challenge ended, as Svitolina made easy work of the second set to reach her first WTA mandatory level semi-final.
And what a way to do it. Just stunning tennis from Svitolina. 7-6, 6-1.
It had been a long day for Yaroslava Shvedova, who'd have to pick herself up to beat former champion Agnieszka Radwanska. Having lifted the trophy 5 years ago, Radwanska was gunning for her 5th semi-final appearance at the tournament and could play unrestrained, safe in the knowledge she'd be back to defend her finals title in Singapore. And the polls showed why during a dominant first set, in which she dropped just 1 game.
And once again, Radwanska is such a good counter-attacker.
Perhaps the early match caught up with the Kazakh, but Shvedova was a spectator at times in the second. A 4th straight sets match for Radwanska in Beijing this week. Radwanska will be aiming to make it a 3rd final in Beijing when she goes up against Alina Svitolina. But first up, it's the battle for Singapore, as finals hopefuls Johanna Konta and Madison Keys go head-to-head.